92.5 FM.
Let's go. If you don't have your A game today, just go home.
Yeah. If you can't get excited now, then you're in the wrong business.
If you're driving down the road now on the west side, over there on that west side, maybe on 103rd, maybe in Orange Park on Blanding, maybe you're on the north side over there on Lem Turner, maybe you're at the beaches, maybe the beaches somewhere like Neptune Beach, right? Maybe Florida Avenue right there. You're going out to the beach if you're there. Maybe you're in Ponte Vedra, Nocatee. If you're listening right now and you don't have your A game about Sunday, turn off the radio. Turn it off. Turn it off.
Yeah, we don't ever long for the days of, boy, wouldn't it be nice if it was the middle of June?
Yeah, right.
Really where we're scrambling to figure out what to talk about. Yeah, it's here, and it should be a glorious weekend.
I am ready.
Hopefully.
I'm ready.
Yes.
You got a game face on?
Yeah, I mean it is an exciting time because this really could be a new era of winning Jaguars football. I mean, obviously we don't know; it's got to play out, but one day if you keep going to the well, eventually you're going to find water. Yeah. I would think.
We've gone to the dang well now.
And okay. And so hopefully this is a pitcher overflowing with football acumen between Baselli, Cohen, and Gladstone, and hopefully we start to see the results of that Sunday. But you hope that this is a day. You hope that we're having this conversation 12 years from now, saying, "Remember before Liam's first game?"
Yeah.
And I mean, that's what you hope for. Look, I mean, Kansas City didn't know what was coming. They didn't know that Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes were going to be a generational connection together.
Point. That's a great point.
I mean, you just don't know. So, I mean, hopefully this will be the start of something really special. And just the fact that possibility exists has to get you euphoric about the fact that it is finally here. We're ready to launch.
I'm excited about it as well. J.J. LaSelva, who was born and raised in Marion County, had his big weekend last weekend. Do you have anything left, any juice left, or did you use it? Or did you leave it all on the field last week?
Bethune doesn't want any, bro. Of course I do.
I just want to
For
make
what
sure.
They did to Ed Reed, I mean, this is payback time. Okay. I hope you're ready, Bethune.
I love
this. This is going to be like Georgia Tech Cumberland.
Yeah. What was that, like
222 to nothing, okay?
These are my favorite weekends. Like, I love the big game atmosphere and going, but like you guys know, I'm always nervous guy. So these weeks are the ones where I just get to relax and hang out, and we got the Jags on Sunday, and I know my team's going to whoop some ass. So,
good weekend for you.
Exactly.
You went to look, you earned it last weekend.
Exactly.
Got that
and
one
we got
out.
Florida in a couple weeks, so I know that one is just huge.
Yeah, I'm guessing the Georgia Tech Cumberland, I wasn't there, but I'm guessing they ran it up. Okay, I'm guessing they had a little
probably
spur
safe
your ball.
to assume
They brought
that.
Did Cumberland bring their men's golf team to that game by accident? How exactly did a football team that's been practicing
lose 222 to nothing?
Yeah. I mean,
I read the original story about it, and it was something like that. Like they decided to bring their
golf team?
B team, because of some discrepancy that happened. Like it, even for back then, it was crazy.
Yeah. So there you go.
So, it was a tough day for my relatives because they had Cumberland at 221 and a half.
I'm guessing.
Plus 220.
Here's what I think happened. I think Georgia Tech brought Eric Kresser off the bench. The backup's got to play too.
Yeah.
Okay, they got to let it. That's what I think.
I mean, Haynes King's been playing so long. I thought he was in that.
He might have been in that game. Well said. Oh man, I love a Friday before a football weekend. I'm excited about it. I do think Florida USF is sticky. I think it's sticky. I think Florida wins, and I don't think they need a Trey Smack 48-yarder at the buzzer to win, but I think it's sticky. And so we'll talk about that today and the significance of not losing that game. But again, this weekend is really about what you said a minute ago. This is about the Jags. This is about, goodness, the fact that so much has been made. The offseason has been so vibrant, active, and healthy. I'll say it one more time. Last time I'll say it because the offseason ends on Sunday. But the season ended last year. Doug Peterson got fired the next day. That was a story. Trent Baalke did not get fired that day, which was equally big story. A few days later, not long after that, he got fired. So that was a story. Then after that, I think Liam Cohen got hired before Tony Baselli. Am I right about that? I think Liam, then Tony.
Correct.
So Liam Cohen gets hired. That's a story. Then Tony Baselli gets hired as the EVP. The fact that the EVP position is created. That's a story. Then James Gladstone, he's all the rage. Remember the 5 that all came in here and all the Josh Williams from the 49ers? Remember all that? They all came in here. The Bears guy that everybody loved, I don't remember his name now, but the Bears.
Ben Johnson?
No, the Bears GM guy.
Poles. Not our.
It was the assistant, whatever his name was. So I remember one of them was Josh Williams from San Francisco. One of them was the assistant guy at the Bears. Anyway, bottom line is Gladstone got the job. So that was a story because he was kind of a charismatic guy. Then the draft comes and they trade up for Travis Hunter. That's a story, a big story. Then OTAs and mini camps and how much are they going to play Travis Hunter and so. Well, now it all comes to fruition. All the talk, all the wondering, how much is Travis Hunter playing offense? How much is he playing defense? How are they going to sort out the running backs room? How are they going to, who's going to start at linebacker opposite Foyer? All the storylines, and Hayes, there are so many of them, they all come to fruition now. I think we've waited and we've waited and we've waited, and on Sunday afternoon, all that. And that's why it's such an important game. Now, look. Rick Ballou made this point during our handoff, and he's right. Carolina thinks they caught a break. Carolina won 5. By the way, Carolina won more games last year than Jacksonville did. For those that are wondering, Carolina had a better record than Jacksonville last year. They won 5 games. And I promise you, in Charlotte, I had lunch with a buddy of mine who lives in Charlotte a couple days ago. He was in town for something. And I can tell you, in Charlotte, they think they're winning. You know what they think in Charlotte? We caught a break. We got to play some of these good teams later, but we get Jacksonville to start. We don't see it that way. We think the same thing about the Panthers, right? But I promise you that's what they think. So this is an important game because of the expectations and all that's going on there.
Well, and the Jaguars organization has just really struggled over these last 3 years in terms of handling anything that goes wrong. And Liam even talked a little bit about it today. In terms of not necessarily historically with the Jaguars, but just, was kind of talking about getting off to a fast start. And he's like, but if we don't get off to that fast start, we've got to be able to handle not getting off to a great start.
Well, that's a great point. That's a great point. They've got to handle adversity. There's the boat is going to take on water at some point. It's going to. That's just the way the National Football League is, and how you respond to that, and that's something the team has not done well. That's something that is, look, the Doug Peterson era, and Doug's a friend, and I was rooting for him, and I hated seeing him get fired, but he would tell you that's what they didn't do well. When things were going well, they were great. Once it started taking on water after the 8-3 start in his second year, never really bailed that water out. You know that? The rest of that year and then the next year, they never really solved that adversity.
They did not. And so, and while they've turned over a large part of the roster, a lot of the core guys, they do have that scar tissue from that. And so, hopefully they're able to elevate their game if Carolina gets off to a good start, or, the second half opens and Carolina returns the kickoff for a touchdown to make it a tie game. Like, you can't go in the tank. You've got to understand that you're playing a professional team as well, and they're going to have moments. You've got to be tougher. I thought looking at last night's game, a lot of things went wrong for Philadelphia. A lot of self-inflicted wounds, but they hung in and they got a win over a Dallas team that I thought played pretty inspired.
I did too.
If it hadn't been for 3 massive CeeDee Lamb drops, Dallas might have won the game, but they didn't.
And the one Miles Sanders fumble.
Correct.
The one fumble. I thought that was because he had played so well until that point. But go ahead. I interrupted you. But the CeeDee Lamb drops, 2 of which were terrible drops, and then the fumble by Sanders.
Yeah, and so but Philadelphia overcame it, and so that's the thing. Like you've got to know that it's coming, and again, you can't practice that. It's either. Each team is different. I think you can build a mentality of it over time, which is what I think Sirianni and the Eagles have done. And they're not obviously the only example. Most elite teams in the NFL are like this. There's a reason the Chiefs were 15-2 last year with a point differential that was like plus 30. I mean, they were pedestrian in terms of point differential, but they won all their close games because they have that belief. So, that has to be built up, and that's a big question mark for the Jaguars. And it's nothing this team hasn't done, but one of these teams is going to have to be the one that breaks that spell and starts a new era of success and being able to overcome adversity and be the gutsiest team on that day. And this is a good opportunity because I don't think Carolina is particularly good. They won 5 games last year. I think that's probably about the ballpark that they remain in. And so, if you can't get this one, it would be a concern.
And you made this point, too. They were horrendous defensively. Last in the league in points allowed, yards per play. They were really – and maybe they corrected some of that because the Jags weren't very good defensively either, but they were really bad defensively. So we'll talk a little bit about that. A lot of Jaguars talk today in the program. We'll certainly talk Gators and USF. We'll talk about the rest of the college schedule this week. Miami and FSU have easy ones this week, so we'll certainly touch on that a little. But Florida's got the toughest game of the grouping, it would certainly appear. This week, we'll certainly talk about that. We'll take a break. I want to kick it off with some Jaguar talk. I want you to hear from two of the key in the next 20 minutes or so. 2 really key guys, I think. This has to be the year Brenton Strange steps up. There's no more Evan Ingram. That has to be the year. They can't be wrong there because you need in today's NFL you need tight end play, and frankly you need your tight end catching passes, and he's the best of the 3 I think that are here. You'll hear from Brenton Strange, and I think one of the best tacklers in the league who should have a resurgent season after being asked to play out of position last year. Foyer Oluokun, Brenton Strange, 2 topics of a Hayes Carline one-on-one. You're going to hear those early in the program. We're going to do our picks coming up. You're going to hear from Pete Prisco. I'm ready for football season. I'm ready. You should be too. This is 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
How does number 9 feel about number 16?
All right, here we go.
Find out when David Garrard joins Mike and Fat Tony. Mondays from 10 to noon on Jaguars Today. Restored by Resto Pros of Northeast Florida on 1010XL.
It's the ride home with the Frangie Show from the Harrell and Harrell studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
Jacksonville, Hickens calling it. Checkmate Coating, my MVP. Tough, slick floors that dominate any space.
Checkmate Coatings, your floor's missing piece.
This is Richard Miller with your Showtime Sports Cards and Collectibles update. Panini One football hit shelves this week with 2024 rookies being the focus. Look for hits like Big One signatures, Shield signatures, and Team Titans. Shad Road and Phillips Highway. It's Showtime Sports Cards and Collectibles. Update your collection.
Frank Frangie here from my friend and insurance agent, Craig Dewhurst. Craig has been helping families on the First Coast with their insurance needs for 25 years as your good neighbor and local State Farm agent. Now's a great time to review your insurance policies, whether you need auto, homeowners, or renter's insurance, or insurance for your golf cart, boat, or jet skis. Craig handles all of my family's insurance needs, and even better, he gives back to the community. Call Craig today at 904-940-9740. That's 904-940-9740.
Life happens every day, and sometimes it gets in the way. That's why 1010XL makes it easy to listen to your favorites. If you missed it, get it on demand
At 1010XL.com.
Channeled by Duck Rooter Plumbing, Septic and Air Conditioning.
When you need plumbing, septic, or air conditioning service, trust matters. That's why more homeowners in Jacksonville choose Duck Rooter. From small plumbing repairs to major renovations, we do it all. Visit duckduckrooter.com. Duck Rooter. When you're stuck, call the Duck.
If you're ready to transform your yard with a fence that stands out, elevate your curb appeal with Superior Fence and Rail. Superior takes pride in offering first-class service, friendly installers, and unmatched fence products. Mention this ad and get $250 off your next project. It's time to get off the fence and call today.
When you're on the fence, about a fence, SuperiorFenceandRail.com.
Kuhn Flowers announces their home holiday decorating team is now taking orders for the holiday season. This is JJ with 1010XL. No more hassling with tree buying, untangling, and hanging burned out lights. Call on Kuhn Flowers, they'll do it all.
Fence problems? The old one falling apart and leaning over? Well, if it's time for a new one, call Duval Fence today at 260-4747 for a quality job. Restore the look and privacy you expect. Trust the experts. DuvalFence.com.
Introducing the Jags Stack at Firehouse Subs. A sub so bold, we had to name it after the team that roars. Packed with protein and made to satisfy a football-sized appetite. It's stacked with honey ham, smoked turkey, and roast beef. Topped with provolone fresh veggies and our new Duval drizzle. Order the new Jags Stack in the app right now. Available for limited time at participating Jacksonville Firehouse Subs restaurants. The hottest subs in
Hey, it's Vegas time. This is former Jags linebacker Tom McManus from Helmets and Heels, and we want you to come and join us once again in Las Vegas for the Raiders game weekend. If you've not been to the Circus Stadium Swim, you're missing out on 6 temperature-controlled pools and a massive 143-foot screen with all the current sports betting action. Plus, all you Jaguar fans are invited to huddle up with Helmets and Heels at the Overhang Bar with our pregame tailgates on Friday with drink specials and special giveaways.
Lauren Brooks here. Taylor Dahl, Tom McManus, and myself will be broadcasting Helmets and Heels live on air from a Stadium Swim Cabana on Friday, October 31st. Then hosting the wildly popular Jacksonville Huddle Up Friday evening at the Overhang Bar inside Circa. If you were there last year, you know you won't want to miss it. If you've already booked your flight to Vegas for the big game and are still searching for accommodations, stay where we're staying at Circa Resort and Casino from October 30th to November 3rd.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah.
Now back to a Big Chief Tire Friday on The Frangie Show. Visit Big Chief online at WeKeepJacksRollin.com or at 6 locations around town.
We appreciate our friends from Big Chief. Man, the Parman family, what a wonderful job Reed and his crew do, and Kelsey, and the nicest people you'll ever meet. And my goodness, if you need tires, oil changes, brakes, alignment, someone just to look and make sure everything's working right with the car, trust me, I really do trust my friends at Big Chief Tire. You will as well. 6 locations in town. They do keep Jacks rolling. We keep JacksRollin.com. You can find out more about them. Very proud to have Big Chief Tire as our sponsor every single Friday here on the program. Frangie, Carline, La Selva with you. Let's start we starting with Brenton Strange? I think we're starting with Brenton Strange, right? Or we're starting with Foyer?
Let's go Foyer.
Okay, so we'll start with Foyer.
Let's start with a captain.
You're going to hear from both of them. So I'm going to start with Foyer. Foyer was bummed out last year. He got moved. He was the Mike linebacker. He led the league in tackles on a regular basis and got moved to the will because Ryan Nielsen's belief was Devin Lloyd didn't run as well, didn't play as well in space, so let Foyer play will where he plays better in space, which he does. Oh, by the way, the middle linebacker's there to make tackles, and it changed. Now, Lloyd led the team in tackles, but it wasn't the way Foyer would have led the team in tackles. I think last year was a really hard year for Foyer Oluokun.
Without a doubt. And again, it was just such a self-inflicted wound by the former staff. And again, it goes back to, like, Doug, you're the head coach.
That's right.
Overrule him on that. Like,
and I'll bet
he
you
just got here. And why would you, like, as the head coach, be like, oh, yeah, sure, you want to move our leading tackler to a different position? That sounds great. As long as Press keeps calling up those ball plays, we'll be fine.
I'll bet you Doug would tell you today. Seriously, I'll bet he would tell you today.
I would hope.
Yeah, the press stuff, I don't know.
Yeah.
But I'll bet he would tell. Well, right, obviously it didn't go well. But I know he told me.
Yeah.
That was probably the most shocking thing to him is the way defense went. And yeah, I think if he would have gone back and probably wouldn't have done it that way. Nonetheless, tough year for Foyer Oluokun. And I think this is going to be a way better year. He's a captain. He's a middle linebacker. He's a tackling machine. And he's the subject of this Hayes Carline one-on-one.
Now, Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors takes you in the locker room.
We're pleased to be joined with Jaguars linebacker Foyer Oluokun here on 1010XL 92.5 FM. Man, it's great to see you. How's everything going?
Going good. Everybody getting excited, geared up for the game. So it's good vibes around here. Just excited to get on the field and play with the boys.
What's it like the 48 hours before week one?
Good nerves, good anxiety, just anxious to get out there, but, going to enjoy the whole thing. Going into this Fast Friday, then tomorrow will be the day before. I'm excited to get back on the field again, and play meaningful football.
They've got a really strong ground game. Obviously, they've added to it, but Chuba had a great year last year. What stands out about how Carolina likes to run the ball and the backs that they have?
Even when I played them, back in my first 4 years. I just knew they had that identity, that they were, a little bit chippier and stuff. They really pride themselves when they move the ball on the ground. So we have to take care of that, stop the run first. And Truba does run the ball hard. Even for his size, he likes to carry himself like a bigger back, still explosive, streaky runner, lowers the pads well, run through contact. So everybody kind of has to be ready to attack that and make sure we swarm and populate the football.
It seems like they've got a couple young tight ends that may be on the precipice of doing some good things. Sanders, and anything stand out about the skill set they have at the tight end position?
Yeah, they're able to do everything. Sanders, I think, is more of a receiver type, but he's still a bigger body to block some. And then Treble, I believe in him, 82. Yeah. I played against him a couple of times, so I know he's very versatile as well. I think they have a rookie, 84. See what they want to do with him. All of them kind of have similar body types. Maybe Zero is more of a receiver of the three, but, they're all able to do everything.
Congratulations on being named a captain again. Foyer, what does that mean to you to have that honor from your teammates and coaches?
It's definitely an honor. Obviously I play the game to kind of feel respected from around the league, but in the locker room, I think is most important. And, I don't really try to go outward or outside of myself to be a leader or anything like that, but it's cool, the work that I feel I put in is being respected, and then people can follow me with that, or I bring people along as well just to make sure everybody's playing at their best.
What kind of strides do you feel like you made since training camp began to get better at what you do?
One, when you got a new coordinator, understanding the defense. Two, kind of self-scouting myself, understanding how I can slow my own game down some and kind of just process what I see instead of always being a little bit too jittery, reacty. Kind of process what I see and anticipate more, play a little bit more smooth. So I'm excited to go out there and show that.
You guys added at the defensive tackle position with Austin and then Colin. How do you feel about the D-tackle group, getting Eric back and Mason?
They're big guys who have done it at this level already, so I like, their techniques they play with, and they understand the game and how to grind out blocks or when to shed a block and all that. So building the wall is kind of the name of the game in the run, so we can populate it, but they all do their job, and they know how to get theirs as well. So D-line goes off. If you have a forceful D-line, it makes my job easier.
I wanted to get your defensive perspective on Brenton Strange. It seems like he's made some good strides this year. What makes Brenton, in your opinion, or what have you seen out of Brenton in terms of his development?
Kind of more fluidity in his routes. I think he worked on that in the offseason. He's always been a dog, kind of gritty, grinded out blocker as well. So he's willing to throw his nose in there in the run game. So really being himself, he's not too up, not too down, kind of a go with the flow type guy, but he definitely has that aggressive mindset in football. So it's cool to see him his game takes his kind of molds from his personality, and want to see him go off this year.
What are some good things you've seen out of the individuals in your room at the linebacker position?
Very smart, and a lot of football has been played in that room. So just bouncing ideas or bouncing what we see off of each other, talking football a lot, and then everybody wants the best for each other.
Foyer Oluokun, thank you so much for your time. Certainly best of luck to you on Sunday.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah, it's something Liam Cohen talked about today. He was asked, what's an underrated, under-talked about element of Carolina that concerns you? And he went right to the two backs, Hubbard and Dowdle. And so Foyer Oluokun, that is going to be a challenge, one that I believe he'll meet. But the Jaguars cannot have the Panthers come in and run for 150 yards. So obviously Foyer Oluokun being back at his more natural position, you wouldn't think that would happen. But yeah, that's a huge key to the game on Sunday is Foyer leading that run defense.
Yeah, and I think a key to the game and a key to all their games. I really do believe that. So it's going to be fun to watch, no question. Foyer Oluokun, captain of the defense. Now I want to get to Brenton Strange. Evan Ingram, I thought did some really good things. I love how hard he worked. I love if it sounds like he's calling out the Jaguars, they're not working hard enough. Well, shame on him, but it doesn't change the fact how hard he worked, how he was always the first guy in the building, first guy on the field. But more importantly, he was a reliable, not safety valve, but somebody that Trevor knew he could always count on kind of being open. Now, you're not open on every play. I know that, but you know my point. He was reliable, and that was important. Christian Kirk and Brenton Strange gave Trevor a feeling of reliability, and they're both gone from the team. I think he's got some really good receivers. And I think the tight ends that they signed in free agency will be okay. But I don't think they'll be great players. Brenton Strange has to have not a huge year, but he has to have a year of reliability, and I think in productivity. and 40, 45 catches, would you say? And I think he has to have that.
I think he'll have that. I mean, you look at, I think he went from 5 to about 40 last year, first to second year jump. And I think he could make another 35 catch jump. So, I mean, I think for Brenton Strange, I'm expecting 65 to 75, somewhere in that range. I think it's very attainable. And, to hear Liam Cohen talk about him, I mean, he was asked about him on Wednesday and said, that Brenton's done a great job building the trust factor with the quarterback. And he said when Brenton Strange catches the ball, he becomes a violent runner. And that is something you'll hear Brenton talk about. But that is the key to Brenton Strange's game, is the yards after the catch that he generates. Very rare for a tight end.
Tight end number 1 now for the Jaguars is number 85, Brenton Strange, the subject of this Hayes Carlyon one-on-one.
Now, Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors takes you in the locker room.
We're pleased to be joined with Jaguars tight end Brenton Strange here on 1010XL 92.5 FM. Man, it's great to see you. How you doing?
I'm doing great. It's great to see you as well.
Everything going your way? Enjoying everything and getting ready for week 1?
Yeah, man, it's finally here. So I'm excited. All the work that we've been putting in over the offseason, collectively and individually, it's here. So it's time to go and just let it loose and let that show.
Liam was saying that you've really developed a great trust with the quarterbacks. Walk us through that progression, Brenton. How has it gone for you?
I think it's always been a good relationship with the quarterbacks since I've gotten here, really, even though, I wasn't the starting guy when I first got here. But it's always been a great relationship, It's just continuing to come out here every single day, and whenever there's a chance that he throws the ball to me, it's just making that play for him and continuing to gain that trust and sitting down and having the extra meeting time and just spending that extra time together and really building that chemistry and just at the end of the day going out there and playing ball, having fun.
Liam said you're a violent runner. He loves that about you after the catch. Has that always been an element of your game?
Most definitely. I think that's one of the best aspects of my game is just run after catch. I feel like no one can tackle me, honestly. That's my mindset every single time I catch the ball. And if somebody does happen to tackle me, it's +2 on contact. So I always thought that way, and I'm just aggressive, violent everywhere.
In terms of the training camp, what kind of strides do you feel like you made over this last month getting ready for week 1 in the regular season?
I think really becoming comfortable with the system and kind of knowing the details of everything and just, again, the chemistry with the quarterback and the chemistry with my teammates and just trying to come out here every day and be a reliable teammate for the rest of the guys on the team.
Are there any defensive guys in the locker room that you kind of pick their brain, like Foyer or anybody, in terms of getting their kind of perspective on your game?
Yeah, there's a lot of guys on the defense who I have a lot of respect for, play a lot of good ball. Foyer is definitely one of those. I think that the whole secondary, Eric Murray coming in, he's super vet. Just anytime something happens, seeing his thought process on things and going from there, yeah.
It looked like Trevor was getting some work after practice today, which has been a consistent. Have you seen an elevation in terms of focus and intensity from the franchise quarterback this week?
Yeah, I think Trevor's just got to go out there and be Trevor. Everybody knows what Trevor's capable of, and I think he just got to go out there and let it loose like the rest of us, no different from the rest of us. So Trevor's a great player, and I'm excited to see what he does this year and along with everybody else.
What stands out about the Panthers scheme in terms of what they like to do?
I think that they do a lot of great things on defense. They have some great players in the back end. There's a guy who played at Penn State, Nick Scott, plays safety. They picked up a safety from the Raiders, I believe. Played him last year. He's a great player. So I'm excited to go out there and just play ball.
How cool has it been seeing Parker, speaking of Penn State, seeing Parker Washington have the training camp that he's had?
It's really fun, I feed off of that. When Parker goes out there and Parker makes plays, I feed off of that. Hopefully when I go out there and I make plays, he feeds off of it. I'm just very appreciative of Parker, and I'm blessed to just be in the locker room with him, coming in and all the way until now. So it's amazing.
Brenton Strange, thank you so much for your time. Certainly best of luck to you on Sunday.
Thank you.
Big year coming for Brenton Strange. If he can stay healthy, that catch that number's going to double.
We'll take a break. We'll get it to Florida, USF, some college football talk after this.
The Frangie Show from the Harold and Harold studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
Hey, it's Carline here to let you know about my new tailgate obsession, Daisy French Onion Dip. If you love eating dips with chips, wings, and veggies while watching football, you'll love the new Daisy French Onion Dip and Daisy Ranch Dip. These are game changers. It's delicious as a homemade dip made with real herbs and spices and other ingredients you'd find in your own kitchen. You've got to try them. Once you do, you'll be hooked. Look for Daisy French Onion Dip at your grocery store.
Celebrate every score for Duval's favorite home team this season at One Night Taco Stand. Enjoy $3.99 margaritas, and when the home team scores, free tequila shots. Dine in only during the game. Don't miss Taco Tuesday, daily lunch specials, and Top Shelf Friday, Mandarin, Orange Park, and Southside at Bay Meadows. One Night Taco Stand, where tacos, tequila, and touchdowns come together.
Baloo here for Smoonez Vision. Why Smoonez Vision? Well, I've been with Dr. Neil Smoonez now since I got back to Jacksonville in 2006. 37 years of experience he has. Smoonez Vision is a family organization that focuses on personal high-quality medical and surgical eye care. Dr. Catherine Smoonez is fellowship-trained in cornea and cataract surgery and all refractive surgery. Combined, that's 30 years plus in laser eye surgery. Visit SmoonezVision.com today. Here you can see.
With Lee and Kate's Glass, you're gonna see a big difference.
Hey folks, it's Frangie for Lee and Kate's Glass. They say you're going to see a big difference, but what does that really mean? It means a live local person on the phone, a smooth, easy process, skilled craftsmen, and excellent customer service all around, with your satisfaction absolutely guaranteed. Visit LeeandKatesGlass.com.
With Lee and Kate's Glass, you're gonna see a big difference.
I used to dread going to the dentist. Every visit felt like a sales pitch with constant upselling, surprise fees on my bill, and I could never get in when I needed to. But Harbor Dental Care? Totally different. They saw me the next day, gave me honest pricing up front, and even set me up with a payment plan I could actually afford. No pressure, no surprise charges, just kind people who get it. If you want to experience dentistry the way it should be, book your appointment today at harbordental.care. That's HARBOUR dental.care.
Tired of changing out bad sod year after year? Get it done right with Roundtree Sod. Big or small, they have it, and always supplied farm fresh. For a lush, legendary green lawn, call 7414-SOD for a free estimate. 7414-SOD.
Hello, First Coast. I'm sure by now you have seen our bright green GFL trucks and containers throughout the greater Jacksonville area. We're an industry leader in solid waste and would love the opportunity to earn your business. We're committed to customer service, reliability, and have an unwavering focus on safety. Whether commercial or construction, let us haul your waste away. Call 904-760-5880 to get a quote today from GFL, Green for Life.
Interested in a unique date night? Gibby here. I took my wife Nikki to Wick a Candle Bar. She made her own custom candle right there in the store. Shop local at Wick a Candle Bar. Locations in San Marco and Jacks Beach.
1010XL, presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still, present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch.
To a Big Chief Tire Friday on The Frangie Show. Visit Big Chief online at WeKeepJacksRollin.com or at 6 locations around town.
JJ, do we have Jaguar tickets to give away?
I have a 4-pack of Jaguars tickets to give away right now for the home opener this Sunday at 1 o'clock against the Carolina Panthers, of course. So
that is magnificent.
Yeah. Call me right now at 641-1010 and I'll hook you up.
How about that? Jaguar tickets.
We didn't give away another 4-pack.
We did.
We did.
Jay just got all the stash.
We stole them from
He's got the stash in there. I love that. That's 4 more people going to the ball yard is what we're doing.
Yeah.
Love it, love it, love it. You're headed to the ball yard, and glad you are to watch Jags and Panthers. Man, I'm excited about that game. I'm excited every year. It's my 12th year getting to call the game. I'm so blessed and appreciative. The most important assignment of my career. I've said it many times, and I do get excited. I get excited for every game, and really that first one. So I can't wait. Really, really excited about it. Florida plays South Florida. My gut tells me that's a sticky game, but I also will tell you the best thing that could happen to the Florida Gators as they get set to play that game is how many people are now telling them it's going to be a sticky game. Nothing could have if USF is going to be pretty good, and it looks like they are, what I'm really glad, I think I said this the other day, I'm glad they didn't open with 45-3 over Western Illinois. So we'd think, well, that doesn't tell us anything. And this butt whipping of Boise was coming down the road. I'm glad if they're going to be good, then the real signature win came early, came on television when nobody else was playing. So every Florida player probably watched that game and every coach did. And now the Gators are probably, just like they're tired of hearing how hard their schedule is, they're probably tired of hearing now, you better be careful. South Florida might come get you. I think the way that whole thing has been communicated this week will help them.
I think so, too. And certainly it just being the second game and you're at home, I mean, Florida should certainly have a ton of energy. But, yeah, I mean, it absolutely helps. And, look, USF, that was a game for a while. It was really the fake punt in the third quarter that led to the kind of the avalanche for USF over Boise. So, you know, it wasn't like they got up 24-0 with 8 minutes to go in the second quarter and maybe got vanilla. I mean, Florida should have a very good idea of what USF wants to do, because I would imagine the Bulls, you know, had to lay, you know, not everything, but a lot of their schemes on both sides out. It's hard to be vanilla against Boise State, a ranked opponent. And like you said, how often does USF have the television spotlight all to themselves? Now, they've had a couple extra days to prepare, which helps USF. You know, that's certainly an intangible that helps them. But, I mean, can you really say that Florida played somebody last Saturday? I mean, based on the opponent and the domination of the game, particularly Florida's defense. So I think that's mitigated somewhat. I think Florida's in a good place. The other thing, too, that we just don't know about with the USF, and this is all week one, you just don't know what's the mirage and what's for real. Would it surprise us if Boise State kind of took USF lightly and was like, hey, we're going to Florida and we'll go to Busch Gardens, and, you know, well, and maybe they weren't as locked in as they should have been and they got embarrassed? I mean, so I think a lot of it plays in. It's just hard to know exactly what went right and what went wrong until we get a little deeper into the college football season. But certainly Florida should have their full attention on USF, and I think Florida will play pretty well. I mean, again, I think there's just always going to be moments of offensive stagnation because of the play caller. But I would be surprised if Florida doesn't win the game by double digits. I don't know about if they'll cover, but I think the line is close to what the game will be, like 38-21, you know, something like that, 41 to, you know, maybe 24, you know, that kind of a game. So I will say this. Napier said something really interesting after Wednesday's practice. He said DJ Lagway has had an edge all week. And I think Lagway, I think he does possess that. I think he has that X factor. And a motivated DJ Lagway coming off a rusty performance in the opener, if he's special on Saturday, USF has no chance.
Well, I want to see if that's true. I tend to believe it too, but I want to see that. I want to see DJ Lagway against a good team have that 23 of 28 for 315 yards and 4 touchdowns and run for 64 yards. I want to see that game because if it's in there and it's time now to see that game. And by the way, for those that missed it, in 8 days they're in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Okay, for those that missed it. In 15 days, they're in Coral Gables, Florida. Those are top 10 teams, the top 5 teams. I mean, what are Miami and LSU ranked today?
LSU's like 3rd.
And Miami's
5th.
Yeah. So that's 2 top 5 road games after tomorrow. So if DJ, if it's in there, and we keep thinking it needs to be tomorrow. You know, so I want to see that. I want to see I know Jacoby Jackson's a good player, too. I know they can go to Katie Daniels. Is it Daniels? If they need to.
I wasn't impressed with the true freshman Clark, but it's one game.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't expect to see
Duke
much
Clark,
of him.
Yeah. But I would like to, and I know they're going to alternate. I get it. That's what he does. And you got to stick to who you are. But I wouldn't mind seeing 20-plus totes for 13 tomorrow. I would love to. Jaden Baugh might be really special, like really special. At some point, he's got to be your guy, not one of your guys. Montrell Johnson at Louisiana, Billy's last year there, he was their guy. He didn't alternate with anybody. Yeah, he might have gotten a blow every now and then, but he was getting the ball. Since Billy's been there, he hadn't had that guy. He hadn't had a guy. Even Montrell wasn't that guy. He alternated Montrell with Trevor Etienne. I think Jaden Baugh is your guy. I was happy he started the game. It wasn't Jacoby Jackson. I wouldn't mind seeing 20-plus carries for Jaden Baugh. I hope Dallas Wilson plays. Is he playing?
I'd be surprised based on what I'm hearing.
If he does or doesn't.
I'd be surprised if he plays.
Okay, so if he doesn't, then I need the ball in 8's hands. I need the ball in 3's hands. But all those things I think defensively they're going to be good and be good in this game. I'm way more worried about the next two games when they play what I think are NFL quarterbacks. I think you know how I feel about Garrett Nussmeier, and I think Carson Beck's an NFL quarterback. So I think this guy's a good player. He's not an NFL quarterback. The next two guys are NFL quarterbacks. So defensively, I'd be surprised if USF goes up and down the field on them. I worry more about USF's defense, which looked pretty good to me last week. So, but I think we need to see Lagway. I think you need to see. I think Vernell Brown the third might be really good, like really good. And I think all that needs to come out tomorrow. There's no play a half and get out tomorrow. You think they win by double digits? I could see that. Yeah, I guess you asked me to guess. If you asked me to predict a score, yeah, I'd probably go 38-21, which is double digits, which is close to the line, I guess. 34-21, which misses the line. You know, I hope that's where we're headed. But this is an important game. I'll say it again. It's a critical game not to lose because of all that's waiting. When this game is over, you then have 10 games left. 8 of those games are against ranked teams. 4 of those games are against teams ranked in the top 10. And we just said it. 2 are in the top 5. Well, Georgia probably is 2, right?
Yeah, they are.
Okay. So 3 games against teams currently in the top 5 and 1 against Texas, who started 1.
And they're working on scheduling a game in October against Ohio State.
Yeah, why not, right? I mean, of course.
There's got to be a Tuesday night we can squeeze in the Buckeyes.
You're exactly right. So because of all those games that are coming, there's under no circumstances can you lose. Even if you struggle to win this one, even if it is a Trey Mack field goal at the end and you win 35-34, you can't lose this game. The game, you said it yesterday, and you almost hedged a little. You said, for all practical the season's lost for all practical purposes. I don't remember your exact words. No, the season's lost. Given what's ahead, if you lose this one, the season's it's a goner. I'm totally 100%, and I'm not an extremist. I rarely take the extreme side, but I think if you lose this game, the season is gone.
Another thing I'd like to see tomorrow from Billy Napier is he needs to start setting things up for future games when you have an opportunity like this. And what I mean by that is take shots down the field. I mean, the mission in this game should be for DJ Lagway to be launching balls deep to Trey Wilson, VB3, Sturdivant, the whole gang. You want LSU to see that, because your only chance, I think, in Baton Rouge is Jaden Baugh rushing for like 160 yards, and you're keeping LSU off the field.
Me too.
And you're keeping the crowd quiet because you're possessing the ball. So you need the LSU safeties playing back. And there hasn't been enough on film yet to really, I think, get them to play overly deep. Now, we know Lagway can do it. We saw it last year. And I understand why you would hold it against Long Island. But against an opponent like this, where you probably need it, some element of it, to beat South Florida, but you also want to start getting LSU and Miami thinking we've got to play deep at all times. And if they do that and they relax what they have in the box, that's going to be the ticket to those road upsets. It's not DJ Lagway. I mean, I think he can play well, but I think it's unfair to ask a true sophomore who missed spring and missed basically 90% of fall camp to put you on his back and win in Baton Rouge and beat this Miami team. The only way Florida, I think, is going to pull either upset is Jaden Baugh running big time.
Me too.
And so you've got to start putting the seeds of that in LSU and in Miami that DJ Lagway is perfectly capable of throwing for 375 yards and hitting 3 or 4 passes 35 yards and beyond down the field.
Yeah, you don't need to face a stacked box both games. That's a great point. If you hit it. If they're going to have a good season, it's going to be because their running game really worked. That's right. If they're going to have a good season, it's going to be in a and by the way, that's a great take, because why wouldn't you stack the box now? I can tell you something Matt Moscona said to me. And Matt's a really, really good radio guy. He's one of the best. I think he's one of the best in the country. Smart, and he covers LSU's an LSU grad. He works in Baton Rouge, covers LSU and the Saints. And I was on with him at the SEC Media Days, and he said to me, he goes, "Listen, nobody covers Florida closer than you. I know you know him really well, Frank. Tell me about the DJ Lagway stuff. Every time I turn around, I'm hearing this about DJ Lagway, hype. What I see is a guy who threw 12 touchdowns and 9 picks and completed 50-some% of his passes. Why all the hype?" And and if you're over there, if you're not around here, it's a fair question. Now, we think we've seen more. We think there's more there. But the point I'm making is these other teams are thinking, I'm stacking the box. You know, I've seen it from Baugh. I've seen it from those. I've seen that offensive line. I've seen Jacoby Jackson. I'm stacking the box. I think what you just said is what they're going to do until DJ Lagway in that passing game proves them wrong. So I think it's a great take, and so we'll see what winds up happening. I'll take a break. We got Pete Prisco waiting at 5:15, but I do want to talk a little NFL in a minute. What did you make of Spitgate in last night's game? Stay with us.
It's the ride home with the Frangie Show from the Harold and Harold studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
Follow the Florida Gators on 1010XL. Gators! The Gators hook horns with the South Florida Bulls. Kickoff at 4 on Jacksonville's home of Florida Gators football. 1010XL.
Join Jim Furyk and other legends of the PGA Tour for the Constellation Furyk and Friends, presented by Circle K, October 3rd through 5th at Timuquana Country Club. Catch the new community concert series on the 17th hole after play, featuring country artists Low Cash and Love and Theft. Public parking is free with complimentary tournament access for military, courtesy of ViStar Credit Union. Get tickets now for the Constellation Furyk and Friends, presented by Circle K, starting at just $25 at Ticketmaster.
Frank Frangie here. When you need plumbing, septic, or air conditioning service, trust matters. That's why more homeowners in Jacksonville choose Duck Rooter, the area's most trusted service company. They're licensed, insured, and the only master septic contractor in Northeast Florida. From small plumbing repairs to major renovations and full air conditioning service, they do it all. And with Duck, it's done right. Call 904-862-6769 or visit duckduckrooter.com. Duck Rooter. If the Jags trust Duck Rooter, so can you.
Big personalities, bold opinions, lunch just got louder. Josie, Matt, and Leon are XL Prime Time from the big #1 Duval Ford Studios.
Any questions? Yeah, when's lunch?
Noon to 2 on 1010XL.
The doctors at Southeast Orthopedic Specialists have resolved my hip and foot issues, and I'm back to training for the 2028 Olympics in LA. This is Garrett Scantling, and I highly recommend Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
This is David Garrard. Following my knee surgeries and recovery, I'm continuing to feel great and would recommend Southeast Orthopedic to anyone who's experiencing orthopedic pain.
Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Rick Ballou here with a congratulations for John's Auto. They've been in business in Jacksonville for 40 years. That's right, going all the way back to 1985. Right now, they'd like to thank each and every one of you who's ever gotten their vehicle serviced at John's Auto. So, car, truck, or diesel, all makes, all models, whether it's a routine maintenance or a complete engine overhaul, go to John's Auto on Arlington Road, johnautomotivejacks.com.
Yo, this is Tony from Tony D's. Are you looking for a great slice of pizza? Well, we have about 12 varieties. Most places won't have slices of pizza after lunch. At Tony D's, you can get a slice all day. It's always fresh at Tony D's Pizza. Bay Meadows and 295.
Ticket here for Action Garage Door. Nothing more frustrating than your garage door misfiring. When it does, I call Action Garage Door. They take action. Jeff and Art and crew, Jacksonville folks, not some big out-of-town chain. Something goes wrong with your garage door, take action. Check them out. Garage Door 911, garagedoor911.com.
If you want to sell your home, or you're worried about selling your home, or you've had trouble selling your home, let me give you the hotline to the help you need. That's the hotline to Chad and Sandy. 904-414-6200, ChadandSandy.com. Area homes are selling, but you got to get the right price, and you need the right marketing, the proven systems. Chad and Sandy hit every base for you. Need to sell now? Instant offers coming. Fast, easy, stress-free. You want max price? Chad and Sandy bring your home to market with unmatched exposure, whether you're buying or selling. Fast or max cash, Chad and Sandy have the proven plan guaranteed. And how about this promise? Chad and Sandy guarantee your home sold at an agreed-upon price and deadline, or they will buy it. No required costly repairs. They are the real estate experts you can trust. So call them today at 904-414-6200 or go to ChadandSandy.com. That's Chad, A-N-D, Sandy.com.
Our slogan, Know Before You Blow, applies to more than just DUI cases. Hi, I'm attorney Lee Lockett of Lockett Law. Battery charges can result in jail time and criminal convictions too, so know before you blow a gasket and hit a loved one or a stranger. Drug crimes like possession of marijuana and cocaine will land you in cuffs too, so know before you blow. In a boating under the influence case, you also have the option to blow or not to blow. So know your options. Know before you blow. Go to knowbeforeyouBlow.com now. Offices Jacksonville.
1010XL, presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch. Now, Hammer Time with Hayes, driven by Kia on Atlantic. Southside Kia is now Kia on Atlantic. Check us out at KiaOnAtlantic.com.
Bill Belichick continues to really have the most embarrassing year of a person that I can remember having of any consequence. The latest fiasco in Chapel Hill is Bill Belichick will not allow Patriot scouts in to look at his players. It's so beyond petty. It's honestly one of the dumbest moves you could make. It hurts you in recruiting because teams will use that against you. The other thing, too, is it's like, what is the point? I mean, first off, Bill, you don't have any draftable players anyway. You should be thanking these scouts for coming to watch your team that, as far as I can tell, has no size, no speed, and no heart.
And I think you're right, and I think he should let him in. You're right about that. Spitgate, very quickly before we go to break, because we got headlines on the other side. My take on Spitgate. I don't think Dak Prescott was spitting at him.
He wasn't.
I think he was annoyed that he was taunting Tyler Booker, his rookie guard. I think he was saying, and I think he spits a lot, and I think he spit down before he went and talked to him. Do you agree with that?
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden the spit was retaliation. So I don't think he should be suspended. He missed a whole game. He was suspended for a game essentially, but what a crazy start to the NFL season.
Yeah, without a doubt. And again, the whole incident starts because Jalen Carter is like 2.5 yards on the Philadelphia side of the line of scrimmage. So Jalen Carter wasn't where he was supposed to be anyway. And just one of the, most moronic things that you'll ever see is a star player getting ejected before they play their first snap of the season. And Philly got lucky that, it didn't cost them because Javonte Williams, who everybody thinks is an average at best starting running back, looked good. Yeah. I mean, Dallas looked good running between the tackles, particularly early in that game with Jalen Carter out. So Philly lucky to survive. And but yeah, boy, what a just stupid decision on the part of Jalen Carter.
Yeah, and again, it started with him trying to taunt Tyler Booker. If he doesn't do that at all, it never happens. It never happens, and there's never a confrontation with Dak Prescott. So, but the Eagles survived. By the way, big things going on at Nimnick Buick GMC. I want to tell you about this for 3 days now, today through Sunday. All kind of sales going on. Extra thousands off former service loaners. Over 20 former Buick and GMC service loaners are priced to sell this weekend only at Nimnick Buick GMC. I'm telling you, these loaners are great. They're always in great shape. They keep them in great shape. You get thousands in savings in their low-mileage vehicles. So right now, you talk about a great time to get to Nimnick. Today through Sunday, 3 days only, thousands off former service loaners. So if you've been thinking about buying a car and you're not sure what your price point is, now's the time to get one of these service loaners from Nimnick. That's Nimnick Buick GMC on Phillips Highway. Hayes has headlines right after this.
The Frangie Show from the Harold and Harold studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
You want to know more about your favorite football team.
That's right.
And John Osher delivers because O knows. Wednesdays from 10 to noon on Jaguars Today. Served by Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, scenic views on 1010XL.
How do you know that your roof is ready for the next big storm? You don't. That's why you need to call me. I'm Ronnie, the owner of Brandon Roofing. We'll assess your roof and fix those issues before they become storm disasters. Visit BrandonRoofing.com today to schedule your free roofing quote.
License number CCC 1328006.
I'm Holt Harrell. I was talking to someone the other day and they were shocked that some lawyers get more from a case than their own client. After paying bills and costs, if we are supposed to get more than a client, we won't. That's the Harrell and Harrell promise. When we say that we treat our clients like family, we mean it. If you've been in an accident, call us today. 251-1111. Harrell and Harrell. Offices, Jacksonville.
Hello. Hello. The Checkmate Coatings phone line has you covered from the floor up. From tough sports topics to strong surfaces, Checkmate Coatings is your floor's missing piece and your connection to the sports world on 1010XL.
Frank Frangie here for Stanley Pools. If you're dreaming of putting in a pool this year, choosing the right company is the most important decision you'll make. I've trusted Stanley Pools to build my pool, renovate my pool, and maintain my pool. Stanley Pools has been the best in the business since 1988, and they're still family-owned. Call them today at 904-269-7277 or find them online at StanleyPoolsFL.com. That's Stanley Pools, a family tradition of fine swimming pools.
Home of the Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
Are you looking for a place to outfit your truck or van? It's Catlin Truck Accessories. For 105 years and 4 generations, Catlin is the name you can count on. This is Keith Catlin, and we know trucks and vans too, from Lear toppers, ladder racks, van shelving, strobe lighting, roll and lock bed covers, and everything in between. If you want quality products and great customer service, there's only one name. It's Catlin.
Who can you count on? Count on Catlin.
For 105 years, you can count on Catlin.
Jags fans, arrive on time. The smartest way to get to the bank on game day is the JTA's Game Day Express, sponsored by the Jacksonville Zoo and Gardens. There are 5 pickup locations. Get your $10 pass on the MyJTA mobile app. Visit JTAFLA.com for details.
Jaguars football is officially back. Be there as number 2 overall draft pick Travis Hunter, quarterback Trevor Lawrence, and new head coach Liam Cohen take the field for the first time during the 2025 NFL regular season. Secure your seats for when the Jaguars take on the Panthers September 7th by going to jaguars.com/tickets or call 904-633-2000. We'll see you at the bank.
Frank Frangie here for my friend and insurance agent Craig Dewhurst. Craig has been helping families on the First Coast with their insurance needs for 25 years, is your good neighbor and local State Farm agent. Now's a great time to review your insurance policies, whether you need auto, homeowners, or renter's insurance, or insurance for your golf cart, boat, or jet skis. Craig handles all of my family's insurance needs, and even better, he gives back to the community. Call Craig today at 904-940-9740. That's 904-940-9740.
Hey, it's Vegas time. This is former Jags linebacker Tom McManus from Helmets and Heels, and we want you to come and join us once again in Las Vegas for the Raiders game weekend. If you've not been to the Circus Stadium Swim, you're missing out on 6 temperature-controlled pools and a massive 143-foot screen with all the current sports betting action. Plus, all you Jaguar fans are invited to huddle up with Helmets and Heels at the Overhang Bar with our pregame tailgates on Friday with drink specials and special giveaways.
Lauren Brooks here. Taylor Dahl, Tom McManus, and myself will be broadcasting Helmets and Heels live on air from a Stadium Swim Cabana on Friday, October 31st. Then hosting the wildly popular Jacksonville Huddle Up Friday evening at the Overhang Bar inside Circa. If you were there last year, you know you won't want to miss it. If you've already booked your flight to Vegas for the big game and are still searching for accommodations, stay where we're staying at Circa Resort and Casino from October 30th to November 3rd.
I'm Max Fink with your 1010XL Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update. It's week 2 of the college football season, headlined right here on 1010XL 92.5 FM tomorrow at 4:15 with an exciting in-state matchup between the 13th ranked Florida Gators versus the USF Bulls, who are fresh off a top 25 win over Boise State last weekend. It's 88 degrees at 5 o'clock. Time and temp brought to you by Bueller Air and Plumbing. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? Gather round. It's Hayes' Headlines, presented by Harrell and Harrell. Don't settle for less than you deserve. Hear all about it. Here's Hayes Carline.
In 48 hours, we will be celebrating a Jaguars victory.
1-0.
Frank,
trying to go 1-0.
It's a Jaguars Week 1 Friday. Are you fired up?
Honestly, I'm not even joking about this. I will be the guy that after watching college football, I may drink a lot because after watching college football, I'll have trouble getting to sleep.
Yeah.
So I mean, I can't wait to wake up. I can't wait. It always does. But it has more of a Christmas morning feel to me today. I've been at golf. I played golf today at Jack's, and I'm bumping into more people. I can't tell you how many people just at the driving range before we got on the course, and then right after. I can't tell you how many people came up. I mean, they know what I do. I can't wait for Sunday. Man, I can't wait for Sunday. You excited for Sunday? I mean, they're always that way. There's more of it this year of the people that I bump into. I'm serious about this. Than I can remember in a long time. And I know we have recency bias, and I'm as guilty as anybody, the guiltiest. But there's more people, man, I can't wait for Sunday. So I'm that guy. I can't wait for Sunday afternoon. I mean that very sincerely.
Absolutely. It's going to be fun also seeing Liam Cohen as a first-time head coach, how he manages the game. Liam was asked today, hey, what are you going to do if you win the coin toss? You going to take the ball? You going to defer?
I haven't decided yet. I was always in the defer world for a long time, and then this past year in Tampa, we kind of got to become a team that took the ball with having success on the first drive and kind of what it did for our team. And like the win-loss percentage was something ridiculous when we scored first as an offense in Tampa last year. So each team's different. Each year's different. I'm going to talk about that tomorrow at that game management meeting.
What do you think he does?
I think he takes the ball.
Takes the rock is what he's. He's an offensive coach. He takes the rock. I didn't know that, by the way, until he told that story today. I didn't know that Tampa took the ball and had great success if they took the ball and scored first. I didn't know that. But Mike, by the way, he took the ball when he won in the preseason. He took the ball, but that's different. He wanted Trevor to get some plays and get in and out. So I understood that. I think he takes. And by the way, I'll bet 80% college and pro defer. 80%.
Oh, yeah.
But I'll bet he takes the ball.
Yeah.
And by the way, to be clear, I have no inside knowledge. I have no idea. I think he's telling the truth. I think he probably hasn't completely decided, but I have no idea. But we're kind of paid to guess and predict around here. I'm going to guess he takes the ball.
Let's get to around the NFL. The Eagles survive a gutsy Cowboys effort to win 24-20. Dallas done in by a few costly CeeDee Lamb drops. He is a superstar, but boy, rough night for CeeDee Lamb.
Yeah, the diving one at the end wasn't as egregious to me, but the other two were. I thought the Miles Sanders fumble after the penalty, I thought that was a huge. I thought Dallas was about to take the lead and maybe for good, and Sanders had run so well on that drive. Hayes, I thought that fumble to me was the play of the game. Remember the rain delay came, I think, right after, right? Didn't the rain? I thought that fumble was huge.
Jalen Carter ejected before the first snap. The Eagles superstar defensive tackle spits on Dak Prescott. The Eagles were also called for a taunting penalty in this game as well, which is going to be a point of emphasis this year for the league. So let's localize this story. This is Liam Cohen today being asked, do you show your players these mistakes?
It was shown in our team meeting, today. So we do our situational masters meeting every Friday where, Coach Shane Waldron gets up and does a presentation of around the league, everything that kind of occurs, whether it was last night or in the previous weeks and things that happened last year that we can educate. So it's an educational meeting. It's fun. Get some juice going, but it's an opportunity, whether it's college, pro, high school, if it's anything, we're showing it that could come up to potentially educate our guys.
All right, let me give you my take on this. Enhancing the taunting calls I'm not saying this the right way, but emphasizing those more than the past, put it that way, scares me. Because I think officials are older people, and some of the older people just can't wait to show these taunting young kids of today how you're not supposed to do that.
Sportsmanship.
Yeah, and I think you're opening up a big can when you let, and I'm not trying to knock officials. I think officials do a good job by and large. But when you let these older, grizzled, been around a long time, older men, when you give them ammunition to put that dastardly taunting young person in his place, I think it can get out of control. Last night's was a ridiculous call, and that's my fear.
Yeah, I think it makes a lot of sense. Let's get it to week 1 continuing tonight. Chiefs, Chargers in Brazil. Do you think Mahomes gets it done?
I do. I can't wait to watch that one tonight. I'll be at a high school game earlier, but I can't wait to watch that game. I think, what a good 2 games to start this thing. One in the NFC, one in the AFC. What a way to start the season.
Without a doubt. Let's get it to San Francisco, where, stop me if you've heard this before, running back Christian McCaffrey has a calf issue that limited him in Thursday's practice, and he did not do his regularly scheduled media availability. What do you think?
The same thing you think. I wonder if he's going to be one of those guys now that's never healthy, and we're always going to wonder what could have been. That's what I think. I think he's going to be that guy when you look back and go 20 years from now, 10, 15 years from now, man, can you imagine what McCaffrey would have been if he didn't have all the injuries? I think he's headed for that.
A couple other notable players that will miss their game Sunday with hamstring injuries. Houston receiver Christian Kirk, who obviously was here, will not play against the Rams, and the Patriots will not have star cornerback Christian Gonzalez against the Raiders.
Yeah, I will. It'll be interesting to see. I'm interested to watch the whole Christian Kirk thing with Houston. Will he be healthy? How much will he help them? How much will his help of them hurt this team? I really liked him. I know you did too.
Oh, yeah,
you had a good relationship with him, and he's a hard guy to root against, but he's at the arch enemy, man. You have to root against. You have to root against him every game, every play.
And he's another guy. You wonder how much play is left in that body.
Yeah, I do wonder. So we'll see.
We will. Let's get to Major League Baseball. Paul Skeens shines again in a win over the Dodgers. The Pirates phenom has an MLB best ERA of 1.98. He is 10-9 on the season.
Going to win the Cy Young. He's 1.98. He's 10-9. The Pirates have 18 shutouts. They're too clear of the field in Major League Baseball, more than anybody in baseball. By the way, I saw a stat, by the way, since you begged me to talk about the Pirates today. How about this, JJ? Since the All-Star break, you know the Pittsburgh Pirates have the 4th best record in baseball.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Did you know
How about that?
And since really they fired their manager.
Well, they're over 500 since then, but since the All-Star break, Milwaukee 30-15, Philadelphia and Toronto both 26-18, Boston 25-18, the Pirates 25-19, and the tie with the Yankees. So they played well. He's going to win the Cy Young. It's a shame they can't hit, but it was. I will say this: it was fun watching all 3 of those games. Just why now the Pirates swept them. By the way, you know that the Pirates swept the Dodgers.
Oh wow! How about
but because the Pirates really have really good pitching, but it is fun watching a team where your rotation was now Shohei was ill, so he hit, but he didn't. He was supposed to pitch the middle game. With the rotation they announced, Kershaw, Ohtani, Snell.
Wow.
Just watching those guys. And again, Pirates swept them, but that's not the point. I can't wait till the postseason. I mean, in their lineup, JJ's, I know you know, what a team. I mean, what a freaking. I don't get to see.
And they're having a down year.
And they're not having a great year.
I actually don't expect them to go to the World Series.
And they may not. You're right. They may not.
I really like the Phillies.
But I hear you. But I probably do too. But it really is fun watching a team. Here's your rotation for the week here for the
Cy Young Award winners.
Yeah, how many Cy Youngs there? It was Kershaw, Ohtani, Snell. That was what they were going to throw at the Pirates. It was kind of, again, not getting to see that. That's kind of cool for me.
Absolutely. We will get you out on our musical note of the day. Today we honor Queen legendary frontman Freddie Mercury, who was born on this day back in 1946. He would have been 79 today. Freddie Mercury died in 1991 at the age of 45 from complications from the AIDS virus. This is Crazy Little Thing Called Love.
What a great man.
Yes.
What a great man. Well done as always. Pete Prisco waits on the other side to talk some NFL football. Stay with us.
The Frangie Show from the Harold and Harold studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
Ladies and gentlemen, the weekend.
That's why we give you Pre-Game Friday. Get the news, notes, and inside stuff you need to get ready for game day.
You like that? Yeah!
Built by Dreamfinders Homes on 1010XL.
Hey, sports fans, it's Hayes Carline here to let you know about my new obsession, Daisy French Onion Dip. If you love eating dips with chips, wings, and veggies while watching football, you'll love new Daisy French Onion Dip and Daisy Ranch Dip. These are game changers. They're as delicious as a homemade dip made with real herbs and spices and other ingredients you'd find in your own kitchen. You've got to try them. Once you do, you'll be hooked. Look for Daisy French Onion Dip at a grocery store near you.
Big Chief Tire makes auto care more affordable with 6-month financing through the CFNA credit card. Frangie here. Plus, get $50 off your first purchase when you sign up. Whether you need new tires, brake service, or general repairs, their expert technicians have you covered. With no interest for 6 months, now's the perfect time to take care of your vehicle. Visit WeKeepJacksRollin.com or call 904-932-0950 to apply today. Big Chief Tire keeps Jacks rolling.
I'm Max Fink on your Gator station. 1010XL is your pipeline to Gator Nation. Listen to the Gator Report all year round.
Freshened up by San Jose Collision on the home of the Florida Gators. 1010XL.
Go, Gators!
Looking for the ultimate tailgate spot this football season? Front Runners Tap House has 20-plus televisions, including a massive 396-inch television, so you won't miss a single play. Sink your teeth into extra crispy brine wings, smash burgers, and flatbreads. Fan favorites inspired by the local. Cold beer, a full bar, and the sound always on for every big game. Bring the family and catch every touchdown at Front Runners Tap House, inside the Community First Igloo.
Yo, it's your main man E to the T here. And have you been to Clay County lately? It's the perfect escape and just a short drive away. Hiking, paddling, fishing, and plenty more ways to enjoy the outdoors. This month, you can take on the Whistling Death 5 and 10K. Dig into bold flavors at the annual Soul Food Festival and enjoy fall festivals all across the county. Make the call this weekend and enjoy great times and make wonderful new memories, all in our area. Check out exploreclay.com to plan your weekend adventure. That's exploreclay.com.
Denny Thompson here. Look, don't get left in the dark. We're all trying to reason with hurricane season, so at least be prepared. For top-of-the-line generators in Jacksonville, I turn to Tyson. Licensed pros at Tyson deliver reliable, whole-home standby generators and provide fast repair service. They even do custom installations for local businesses, so don't wait. Ensure seamless installation and peace of mind. Call Tyson now, 904-762-1000 for a free estimate on generator services. TysonInc.com.
Hello, First Coast. I'm sure by now you have seen our bright green GFL trucks and containers throughout the greater Jacksonville area. We're an industry leader in solid waste and would love the opportunity to earn your business. We're committed to customer service, reliability, and have an unwavering focus on safety. Whether commercial or construction, let us haul your waste away. Call 904-760-5880 to get a quote today from GFL, Green for Life.
Jimerson Burr is a full-service, Florida-based commercial law firm that has experience and capabilities to handle any legal issue a business is confronted with. Learn more about what they can do for you at jimersonfirm.com.
Jacksonville, Hickens calling it. Checkmate Coating, my MVP. Tough, slick floors that dominate any space.
Checkmate Coatings, your floor's missing piece.
The best value for golf in Jacksonville remains Cimarron. Totally reestablished with new tee boxes, improved fairways and greens. Also a brand new restaurant with indoor and outdoor settings and live music. Join the Wild One loyalty program online at Cimarron Golf. When's the last time you played Cimarron? Cimarron Golf Club on 210, the Wild One.
1010XL, presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still, present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch.
Time for all things Jaguars and NFL with Pete Prisco. The Prisco Report, presented by Showtime Sports Cards and Collectibles.
Showtime.
On The Frangie Show.
All right, head out to Showtime if you get a chance to. By the way, they had a terrific gathering with Jordan Lewis, and I appreciate everybody that came out there a few days ago. Now I will remind you that head to Showtime for all the teams you follow. They've got collectibles there. It's just a bunch of good people with a great store right there on Phillips Highway at Shad Road. Head to Showtime today. Pete Prisco joins us. Pete, we're here, man. Football season is here. I'll ask you about the Jags and the Panthers in a minute, but what did you make of Spitgate? That's how we started the season, Pete, with Spitgate.
That's disgusting. That's how I make it. I mean, it's just really stupid. I mean, he can't be that dumb. Well, then again, he can be, but that is as dumb as you can get. And I give him credit because at least he came out afterwards and apologized and said it was a dumb thing to do. But how can you do that to your team? A, and B, it's like that's one of the biggest insults on a human being you can have is spitting in their face. I mean, it's just disgusting. So I think he did a disservice to himself. I think he did a disservice to his team. And they kind of glossed over it. I mean, if I was Chris Collinsworth, I would have ripped him to shreds for that. That's, first play of the game, you do that. Not even the first play of the game. After the kickoff, disgusting.
Really dumb. Second thing, what did you make of the game? What did you? Can you tell anything about the two teams after watching game one?
Yeah, it's hard. Game one's tough to get an evaluation on. I thought Dallas did some good things. I thought Dak Prescott played really well. Should have had touchdown pass down the field to Ferguson. He dropped it, then got blasted. They fumbled on the 5-yard line, which cost them points. And CeeDee Lamb dropped 3 passes. I mean, I thought Dak Prescott played well. Jalen Hurts was good. Didn't have to throw the ball down the field much, but he was good. And boy, that offensive line. Nobody gets near them. They open up giant holes. Doesn't matter who goes. Barkley runs wild. Then they put Shipley in, and he gets some yards. Then they put A.J. Dillon in, and he gets yards. It's amazing what a really good offensive line can do for you.
Pete, what kind of a game do you think we'll see tonight between Kansas City and the L.A. Chargers?
I think the Chiefs are ready to go be explosive again. And I think that's in large part because I think they've improved their offensive line. I think Simmons going in at left tackle is going to be a big-time player. Jawan Taylor said he played all last year, hurt. He's healthy now. And, they're good on the interior. So I think he's going to be protected. And when Patrick Mahomes is protected, he can kill you. And Xavier Worthy can get down the field. Hollywood Brown can get down the field. Kelsey's in shape. So I think they're going to score. The one thing that really worries me about the Chargers is no Slater. And I know Alt can move from right tackle to left tackle and play it, but that weakens you at 2 spots because he's not as good as Slater at left tackle, and now you're weaker at right tackle because you got to play Trey Pipkins in there. So that's a little bit of a concern for me. But I think they'll try and be physical. That's what Harbaugh wants to do, and I think the Chiefs are going to throw it around a little bit.
Baselli told me we worked together all those years. We talk about just other games. We'd watch other games before our game would start or whatever or after. He thought Rashawn Slater was one of the best left tackles in the league that nobody talked about. Like almost the best left tackle in the league. He thought he was that good. You agree with that?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, the guy he's good in the run game. He's good in pass protection. And Alt's good. Don't get me wrong. I mean, if you had to rank left tackles, even moving from the right side, he'll be good. He's just not Slater. And nor is Pipkins Alt. And so that kind of weakens you at 2 spots.
Yeah, interesting stuff. Let's get to the Jaguars. Jags, Panthers. What are your expectations for Jacksonville? Liam Cohen's first game. Everyone's going to be a little bit nervous. A really important game, Pete, for them because of all the attention this whole thing has gotten these last 8 months. What are your expectations?
Well, I think they're going to play well. I think Trevor Lawrence is going to play well. I think the offense will be crisper than it's been. I think the coaching is better. I think you could see that on the offensive line. They'll be better up front. Now, they're not going to be the Philadelphia Eagles, but they'll be better. And I do think that they're going to be able to throw the ball down the field. And for that reason, I think Trevor Lawrence is going to get off to a good start. And, look, the Carolina defense isn't great. They have some good players on there, and there's some young players on there, but I think they're beatable, and I think he's going to be able to make plays down the field. So I look for Trevor Lawrence to get his season off on the right foot and have a productive day throwing the football. They also have to figure out what the running game is going to be. Who's going to get the brunt of the carries? How are they going to do it? How are they going to divide it up? And kind of figure out who's going to be the lead guy, or is there going to be a lead guy? I don't think there'll be a lead guy on day one, but I think eventually there will be. Or, and that's not going to be a 22-carry guy. It might be a 15-carry guy. So, but they got to figure out who that is. And then on the defensive side of the ball, stop the run. And again, it's been a problem for them for a long time. We say it all the time. If they can stop the run, I think they can have success. And I look forward to all the different looks that Campanelli throws at Bryce Young, because I think he's going to be creative. I think he's going to be one of those young defensive coordinators that can make a name for himself this year. So those are some of the things I'm looking for.
Tell us about how you think Houston at the LA Rams will go.
Is Matt Stafford healthy? I mean, that's 37 in the back is never a good combination. If he's healthy, I think that they can be a really good team. If he's not, I don't think they're going to be a good team. So they say he's healthy, but you never know. And sometimes you contort it wrong, you move around wrong, and all of a sudden your back hurts. And then you look and you go, okay, well, the season's done. So if he's healthy, they're going to be – I think they'll win the game. I worry about the Texans' offensive line. I really do. And I know they think they've changed it, and maybe – I don't know if it's any better. And the reason they had problems last year and the reason C.J. Stroud had problems last year is because the offensive line was so bad. And I'm not so sure that they are better. So I look at it from that standpoint. I think the Rams win that game. And look, if Jacksonville wins their game, they got one game up on the Texans already.
Back to the game, our game for a second. Tell me about Carolina. I mean, they think they're winning. They won more. They were 5-12 last year. That's more wins than we had. I tell people all the time, we think the Panthers aren't very good. I promise you, in Charlotte, they're thinking they caught a break that they get to play this team. So I'll be interested to see. They were terrible defensively last year, Pete. Have they fixed any of that? What's the word out of Charlotte?
Well, getting Derek Brown back helps. Right. I mean, he didn't play. He got hurt last year, and when he's on the field, he's a dominant player, and he's really good against the run. So I think that will help them get their defense going again. And they've added some guys. I mean, they added some big bodies up front. Wharton is one. Bobby Brown from the Rams is another. So I think they feel better about that group. Linebackers are okay. I think the secondary, J.C. Horn's a good player. The rest of that group is, even though they've added Morig from the Raiders and Nick Scott from the Bengals, I don't know how good they are on the back end. So I think there's going to be opportunities down the field. Offensive line, the interior, the guards are good. That's a tandem. Lewis is a little banged up, so we'll see how he is. But Lewis and Hunt are really a good dominant guard tandem. And I think the right tackle is a good player, and Ekwonu got better last year. So the offensive line's solid. Where does he throw the football? I mean, Ted McMillan's a rookie, good player, and he's going to be a really good player, but he's making his first NFL start. Leggett was a major disappointment last year, and Hunter Renfrow is back, as a slot receiver, and he's going to be involved in their offense as well. So I don't love the weapons for Bryce Young. The line's pretty good, but I think there should be an opportunity for them to get after that quarterback a little bit in this game.
Will they have Ekwonu? I mean, he had an appendectomy.
Yeah, I know. That's the question. I mean, because he had appendicitis, and if he's not there, Brady Christensen will start.
Right.
And Brady Christensen's kind of just a guy.
Right. That's right. Interesting. We'll see.
Will we see Christian McCaffrey before Thanksgiving?
Well, if you do, then he'll go out 2 games later. I mean, it's just kind of like the MO on him. I mean, has anybody had more trouble with a calf injury in his career than that guy? I mean, every other week it's a calf injury. And it's terrible because if the 49ers are healthy, they're star-laden. We know that. He's one of them. Kittle's one of them. Williams is one of them. Bosa, Warner. I mean, those are top players in the league. And Purdy. And when they're not healthy, it's a major problem because they got a lot of money invested in their stars, and your depth gets hit. So he's got to be on the field for them. And look, today he didn't work much, but he was running around a little bit. So I can't imagine it's a major calf strain, but you never want that thing to go fully because that could be a long-time problem for them.
Yeah, Pete, I think I told Hayes this earlier. I think Christian McCaffrey's a guy we're going to look at in 8 to 10 years ago. Man, imagine what he could have been if he was healthy. I just think that it doesn't look like he's just kind of that guy. It's hard for me not to think he's that guy.
And he's a maniac when it comes to training.
Yeah.
That's the thing about it, Frank. He's a maniac when it comes to training. And again, it goes back to my theory on. I think sometimes these guys overtrain. I really do.
Yeah, Shane Matthews is a big believer in that. We were talking about the same thing with Lagwin. I think he's a big believer in that. All right, final thing for you. What game will you have your eye on the most? Is it Baltimore Buffalo? It's what's the best game of the weekend? And what storylines do you expect to come out of this first weekend of the NFL, Pete?
Well, I think there's 2 games keeping an eye on because my Super Bowl pick is the Bills over the Packers, but it's Buffalo and Baltimore. And And I always look at the Bills' schedule. If the Bills beat Baltimore, and you're at home on Sunday night, you should win that game. I know Baltimore's a really good team, but you're at home, you should win that game. If they win that game, their schedule gets really favorable until they get the Chiefs at home, I think in week 8 or 9 or whatever it is. So a big game for the Bills. It's also a big game for Lamar Jackson and that gang. They got to get off to a good start and maybe start proving to people that they can not only win in the regular season but win in the postseason. And then the other one is the Lions and the Packers. Detroit has some, attrition. They lost some guys on the offensive line. They lost their 2 coordinators. John Morton, former Jaguar John Morton, is now the offensive coordinator with the Detroit Lions. And so, I want to see how that thing looks. But the Packers are loaded. The Packers are young, loaded, and then they add Micah Parsons. I mean, that team's ready for a lot, and I think we're going to see that when they play the Lions.
Pete Prisco talking NFL. Nobody does it better. Give me a score. Give me a score for the Jags Panthers. Give me a score before we go.
Jaguars win by a touchdown.
Jaguars.
And I think Trevor Lawrence gets off to a really good start. I say like 270-2 for him without a pick. I think he's going to look really good on Sunday.
Boy, we'll take that right now. Pete Prisco checking in, talking NFL football. Pete, thanks, buddy. We appreciate it.
You got it. Take care.
All right, Pete does a really good job. Talks NFL football is brought to you by Showtime Sports Cards and Collectibles. Once again, if you root for a team, I don't care who it is you root for, you can find them at Showtime Sports Cards and Collectibles on Phillips Highway. Last week, J.J. LaSelva was 5-3. Hayes Carline was 4-4. I was 4-4. But Hayes and I both had game picker-uppers, which is an extra point. So we're all knotted at 5. That's big news.
That is.
Big news. Our picks are next on 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
It's the ride home with the Frangie Show from the Harold and Harold studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
1010XL is your home for play-by-play of Bishop Kenny football.
It's 2 teams without a loss, and something's got to give on the banks of the St. Johns. Turquoise Creek, Bishop Kenny, Friday at 7 on 92.5 FM.
This is Hayes Carline for Harold and Harold. I was at lunch with my good friend Holt, and he was telling me that sometimes a lawyer can get more from a case than their own client. I was surprised to hear this, but Holt said that doesn't happen with Harold and Harold. They'll never take a fee that is greater than their own client. When they say they treat their clients as a person and not a file, they mean it. Hopefully you won't need them, but if you're ever injured, call Harold and Harold at 904-251-1111. That's 904-251-1111.
Frank Frangie here. Bono's Pit Barbecue has been serving up legendary barbecue on the First Coast for over 75 years. And this month only, Bono's has loaded barbecue tater tots. That's smoked pulled pork on top of tater tots with melted cheddar cheese sauce. You won't find this anywhere else. And with 18 Bonos around town, there's always one nearby. You can see all the locations at bonosbarbecue.com. Remember, the loaded barbecue tater tots are served for a limited time only, so don't miss out. If you don't see a pit, it ain't legit.
The best value for golf in Jacksonville remains Cimarron, totally reestablished with new tee boxes, improved fairways and greens, also a brand new restaurant with indoor and outdoor settings, and live music. Join the Wild One loyalty program online at Cimarron Golf. When's the last time you played Cimarron? Cimarron Golf Club on 210, the Wild One.
Attention ladies! The Ladies Florida State Championship is returning to Best Bet Jacksonville from September 18th to the 21st. Highlights include a World Poker Tour Mega Satellite, a free Q&A session with the Poker Hall of Famer and First Lady of Poker, Linda Johnson, and Women's Poker Hall of Famer, Jan Fisher. It includes the $300 No Limit Hold'em Ladies Championship Tournament and the $200 Kings and Queens No Limit Hold'em event. Don't miss this action-packed weekend. For all the details, visit bestbetjacks.com. That's bestbetjacks.com.
If you are an experienced electrician looking for your next big opportunity, look no further than the Miller Electric Company, a trusted name in the industry for over 96 years. At Miller Electric, we tackle the biggest projects in the city, offering you the chance to showcase your skills on a grand scale. We believe in rewarding hard work with the best pay, top-notch benefits, and an unbeatable culture where people actually care about each other. Take your career to new heights with Miller Electric Company. Apply today at millercareers.com. Miller Electric, an equal opportunity employer.
Hey, Jacksonville DDH. Dreamfinders Danny Hicken here with the scoop from Dreamfinders Homes, your National Builder of the Year. We've got first-year interest rates as low as 2.99% and homes in 20-plus communities throughout Northeast Florida. If you're house hunting, make sure your first pick Dreamfinders Homes, the proud official home builder of the PGA Tour, the Florida Gators, and your Jacksonville Jaguars. Visit dfhsalesevent.com today and tell them Dreamfinders Danny sent you.
I'll be honest with you, it is because of Beards that I felt so confident getting down on one knee because I knew she would love the ring.
Jacksonville native Dr. Arian Afshari talking about the engagement ring he got from Beards Diamonds.
I spent everything I had on that ring, so I really wanted it to be an awesome ring.
Dr. Afshari loved the fact that at Beards, nobody's on commission. In fact, they even showed him how he could get the look he wanted and spend less than he budgeted.
There was a bigger diamond and a nicer diamond that I was looking at, and they actually steered me away from that to make sure I wouldn't feel stressed out or financially burdened when I walked out of there, which was really nice.
And he loves the fact that Beards is locally owned for over 4 decades, a refreshing alternative to those big box corporate jewelers.
You've got the experts there to talk to you. I don't think you get that from anywhere else in the town center. You're just a number when you walk into a big box store.
Local owners, no middleman prices, massive selection, and a commitment to quality. Beards Diamonds at the St. John's Town Center.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch.
Time for the Frangie Show Picks of the Week, brought to you by Ricketts Electric, Jacksonville's power connection. The Ricketts Picks start now.
I'll tell you, our friends from Ricketts Electric are so very good. Do want to thank them. 904-320-5960, the number. I've got them so busy out at our ballpark, but I think they'll find some time for you. But they're the best electricians around. Zach and his team do a fantastic job. We call them the Ricketts Picks now. And the Ricketts Picks are starting right now. Thank you, Zach, and all the folks at Ricketts for the way you look out for us. JJ LaSelva's 5-3 with 5 total points. Hayes and I are both 4-4 with 5 total points. So I'm going to go first here. Baylor is at SMU, that's Southern Methodist University. I think Eric Dickerson's running for 212. I'm taking SMU at home. Hayes Carline, what do you think?
I'm going to go with Baylor here. They didn't look great against Auburn, but I say they bounce back and get a nice road win.
JJ LaSelva out of Ocala Forest.
I didn't watch SMU at all week 1, but I'm just assuming the offense is pretty good. I'm going to go with SMU.
Iowa is on the road at Iowa State. Oh, you telling me a game with charisma. You telling me a game with excitement.
Sizzle.
You talk about sizzle. Iowa at Iowa State. Hayes Carline.
I'm going to take Iowa State here. They've played an extra game. They had the tilt, obviously, in Dublin, so they've seen a pretty good team in Kansas State. It's a tepid confidence, but I'll take Iowa State.
I'm coming with you. I still like Matt Campbell. I think these are 2 well-coached teams. But I still like Matt Campbell. I'll go Iowa State. JJ, you got a chance here.
I like the under. No, I'm taking Iowa State as well. I like Rocco.
All right, so there you go. So no game picker-upper opportunities there. JJ, you're up first. Michigan on the road at Boomer Sooner. Who do you like?
I don't know enough about this Michigan quarterback, so I'm sort of going into it blind. He could be like the next thing, and I'm missing out. But I love Mateer. I think OU's going to have a great year. I'm going with the Sooners.
Coming with you. I think Oklahoma. I think John Mateer is going to be really good. Sorry, Michigan. I'll take Oklahoma with JJ. Hayes Carline.
I get Big Blue and a game picker-upper. Sign me up for the Wolverines to pull the upset.
And the Brahmin Bulls. Hayes Carline, you were up. Here come the Brahmin Bulls. They're roaring out of there, okay? They got that bull on their helmet. They got that running quarterback, Alex Golish, coming there. They play the Gators.
They do. I like Florida. I think USF certainly could make it interesting for a while. Maybe as deep as early 4th quarter, but I think ultimately Florida pulls away and wins by 17.
JJ LaSelva.
Yeah, I think DJ's going to be a little less rusty today or tomorrow, and Florida pulls away and wins and covers for me.
I'll take the Gators as well. I don't know if they cover, but I think they win the game. That's our college picks. Now to the National Football League. We'll start. Oh, you kidding me? Like I'm sleeping all weekend. I'll start. Tampa Bay is on the road in Atlanta. This is a really hard game. Hayes picks our games. You did a great job on this one. Thanks. I have been back and forth on this one because I think Atlanta's got something with Michael Penix. I think it's good that they're at home. But I'm going to go with Tampa Bay. I think they found something with Baker Mayfield. I got Tampa Bay. Hayes Carline.
I'm going to go with Atlanta. I'll say Tampa Bay doesn't recover from losing Liam Cohen.
There you go.
So Penix and the weapons, maybe even Kyle Pitts will catch a pass. I will take Atlanta.
JJ LaSalle.
I don't think the Bucs are going to be like as good, but I like them in this game for sure. This
game picker-upper for Hayes Carlyon. All right, Hayes, right back at you. Detroit, those are the Lions against Green Bay. They have the Packers in the National Football League. Who do you like?
I love both teams, but I like Green Bay better. I just think being at home in Lambeau week 1, I think they'll hold serve. It'll be a great game, but I like the Packers.
JJ.
I like the Lions. I'm still not a Love believer. I'm going with the Lions. I think they have a better offense.
I'm coming with Green Bay. So game picker-upper for JJ LaSelva. JJ, right back at you. Baltimore, those are the Ravens against the Bills of Buffalo.
This one's juicy. I'm going with the Bills. They're at home. That's really all I could say. I think both these teams are smack that even.
I'm coming with the Bills too, and I think Hayes Carlyon from the Bowl School's got another game picker-upper here.
Yeah, I'm going to take it. I mean, I think Lamar Jackson, I think this is the year. They were so close, obviously, losing to Buffalo. They've thought about that for 8 or 9 months. They are going on the road, but I think Ravens play angry. I think the Yulee Bulldozer gets going. In Baltimore's defense, too much. I think they barely beat the Bills.
And finally, the Carolina Panthers, the Jacksonville Jaguars, both expansion teams in 1995. Kerry Collins versus Steve Berline. That's what I'm giving you on a Friday. I don't know what you're getting on other radio shows.
Not that.
You're not getting Kerry Collins, Steve Berline. That's what I'm giving you. You know what? I'm giving it to you free of charge.
I believe they led First Take with that today.
JJ, who do you like?
I like the Jags, and I like the Jags to cover too, and man, they better win this game. I'm going Jacksonville.
He hails from the Bowl School, used to drive that beat-up Buick. One of my favorite stories is all those Mercedes and Beamers were all around. Carlyon pulled up in that Buick. Yeah, great stuff.
Drove it right. It didn't matter how much space was in the parking space. We're aggressively coming into that spot.
Who do you like?
I am going to go Jaguars here as well. I do think offensively they've got something special with Liam Cohen and this group of talent. And I think defensively they'll do enough to hold Carolina down. So I like the Jaguars, and I think they cover. I like the Jaguars. I'll say 27-20.
And you asked me a question about this pick.
Oh, that's right. Are we doing the money ball this year?
Did you really just ask me that?
Is that a serious question?
Did you really just ask me if we have the money ball? Of course we do. An extra point for the Jags, but I think we're all kind of aligned here. I would be moderately surprised if the Jags don't win this game.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'll pick the Jags, but I'm not surprised if it doesn't go that way or pick a game. I would be moderately surprised if the Jacksonville Jaguars don't win this game. I expect the Jags to win. And if not comfortably, I don't think it's a Cam Little 70-yarder to win it. So I have the Jags. So those are our picks in the college realm. Hayes has the game picker up with Baylor. JJ and I both like SMU. We all three like Iowa State to hold serve at home. JJ and I like Oklahoma. Another game picker up for Hayes. He likes Michigan on the road. We all like the Gators over USF. In the NFL, Tampa Bay says JJ and me. Game picker upper for Hayes with Atlanta. Game picker upper for JJ with the Lions. Hayes and I both like Green Bay. Game picker upper for Hayes with the Ravens. JJ and I both like the Bills. We all like the Jacksonville Jaguars to win. Those are our picks. They are brought to you by Ricketts Electric, the best electricians in town. Our friends Zach Ricketts and Jesse, they're wonderful family. They do a fantastic job. We appreciate our friends from Ricketts Electric. Here we go. You ready?
Let's do it.
We're ready. Let's take a break. We'll be back, wrap the program, tell you where we've been. Stay with us.
The Frangie Show from the Harold and Harold studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
This is Brent Musburger's Visa in Action update on 1010XL. Brought to you by Duck Duck Rooter Plumbing, Septic, and Air Conditioning. When you're stuck, call the Duck. Proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
NASCAR will be racing at the Worldwide Technology Raceway on Sunday for the Enjoy Illinois 300. They'll go 240 laps around the 1.25-mile track. Austin Cindric won there last year. This is also race number 2 of the first round of the playoffs. Chase Briscoe has already earned a berth in round 2 at the win last weekend at Darlington. Ryan Blaney, the betting favorite to win, at plus 500. Christopher Bell at plus 550. Denny Hamlin is at plus 600. Briscoe is plus 1,000. Kyle Larson also plus 1,000. Austin Cindric, who's the defending champion, is at plus 1,200. Joey Logano also at plus 1,200 to win the race. Earn cash back on your gaming transactions with the GBank Signature Visa Card at vsin.com/GBank. I'm Tony Desiri with your Visa in Action update on 1010 XL.
Nothing like a hot shower. Wait, why is the water up to my ankles?
It's the dreaded clogged shower drain. Hair, soap scum, and last week's mystery goo.
It's touching my toes!
Don't panic. Call the pros at Duck Duck Rooter. We'll tackle plumbing, septic, and even the nastiest shower clogs. Call 904-862-6769 or visit duckduckrooter.com. Duck Duck Rooter. When you're stuck, call the Duck.
The best place to get trucks is Nimnick Chevrolet, but did you know Nimnick Chevrolet is way more than just trucks? While most dealerships are running low, Nimnick has the largest inventory of new Chevy SUVs in town right on their lot. With low promotional rates, now is the time to save big on the most popular Chevy SUVs like the all-new redesigned Equinox. Plus, with cash incentives and Nimnick savings, you'll save thousands only at Nimnick. If you're looking for better fuel economy or just need a little more room for your growing family, Nimnick Chevrolet's wide range of models ready to drive means you'll find exactly what you're looking for at Nimnick. So head to Nimnick today. Of course, it's the best place for trucks. When you go to Nimnick, it's way more than trucks. It's great SUVs as well. So hit the Nimnick today. Where's the best place to get cars, trucks, and SUVs? Nobody but Nimnick.
We're certainly facing interesting economic times. For me, it's comforting to know my money's in good hands with ITP Partners. Jacksonville guys taking care of my Jacksonville money. Experience? Yeah, that's Chris Bryan, Jeff Hartman, Reagan Wright, Dan Abel, Scott Regner, Janice Cobb, and Reed Wingate. They have the expertise and knowledge to take care of your money. For more info, go to itppartners.com. ITP Partners, they're my financial partners for life.
Non-compensated client testimonial may not be representative of all client experiences. No guarantee of future performance or success.
Want your son or daughter to enjoy sports year-round? Then log on to I9 Sports with fall and winter registration open right now, including girls volleyball at Duval Charter Bay Meadows, plus plenty of other spots and sports on the First Coast. i9sports.com. Enter 1010 for a discount.
Blue here for the Blue Crab House, located right off of San Jose. It's on Jewington Creek Road. They've been around since 1996. Indoor-outdoor dining. Also, takeout is available at the Blue Crab House. Open 4:30 to 9, Tuesday through Saturday. Sunday, noon until 9. Remember, Tuesday, $2 margaritas. Wednesday, $1 oyster night. How about the blue crabs? How about my personal favorite, the Canadian snow crabs? Whatever it is that you fancy, you get it right there. The Blue Crab House.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my site softer?
Can I make my site firmer?
Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. Your Sleep Number setting. It's the final days of Sleep Number's biggest sale of the year. All beds on sale. Up to 50% off the limited edition smart bed. Ends Monday. All Sleep Number smart beds offer temperature solutions for your best sleep. Check it out at a Sleep Number store or sleepnumber.com today.
1010XL congratulates First Coast High School safety Miguel Jimenez. He's the Jacksonville Sharks True Vet Solutions High School Player of the Week. Miguel helps his team to a 55-6 victory with 2 interceptions, a pick 6, 4 tackles, and a blocked extra point.
Tired of high energy bills? Replace those inefficient windows and patio doors now with the big BOGO event. Buy one, get one 40% off replacement windows and patio doors. Plus, no money down, no payments, and no interest for 18 months. This offer expires September 30th. Renewal by Anderson, proud partner of the Florida Gators. Visit bestwindowsflorida.com to schedule your free consultation.
License number CGC 1527613.
1010XL, presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah.
Now the cool down with Donovan Air, Electric and Plumbing, keeping Jack's cool since '87.
All right, today on the program, my goodness, have we talked about some fun stuff. Jags and Panthers, we'll talk about that again in a minute. We certainly broke it down. Hayes does a great job, as always. You really do.
Oh, thanks.
Tracking down players in that locker room.
Happy to do it.
Heard from both Foyer Oluokun and Brenton Strange today. You heard our picks. You heard from Pete Prisco. Good Friday show. We love going through all of that with you. We get you set for football. Let's start with college football. We made our picks, Michigan, Oklahoma, probably the game that most people will watch and care about. It's not a lot of good games, but we'll certainly keep going. We love all the college games, so we'll watch closely. Final thought or two about Florida, South Florida. You guys both think that in the end, nobody will be sweating. You guys think 11 minutes left in the game, all is well. You think that?
Well, I mean, this is a big test for Napier in that kind of style points, element. But yeah, I just think Florida's got. I really do think Florida has like a top 5 talent roster in the nation. I think they've got a special group of players from a talent standpoint. And while USF certainly looked great against Boise, I just think Florida, it ultimately 60 minutes in the swamp. I think ultimately Florida wins out the final 7.5, the back end of the fourth quarter, and pulls away. But I think it could be a misleading score where you feel like, boy, it was tighter than maybe what the score would suggest. But yeah, I think 17 points, something like that.
That's how Miami's game against USF was last year. It was on the road at USF, but like up until half, they were competing, and it was a sort of a close game. And then in the second half, the talent just takes over. And I think that's what's going to happen. It's going to be a closer game, and USF's going to play their ass off for a couple quarters. But just the better team, the bigger, faster, stronger guys are going to take over in the second half.
I think, Hayes, I agree with you on their talent. Now, whether it's top 5 or top 8 or whatever, but I agree with your general.
It's playoff talent.
Yeah,
they have playoff talent.
I think so too. I agree with your larger point there. They have a talented team. So I agree with you. What I don't know and what I can't get my head around yet is, will they play like that? These talented teams play with a swagger. They play with a level of confidence. Teams that play them play nervously against them. Do they have that? If they have that, then they'll cover. If they don't have that, it'll be a good game. And I do believe DJ Lagway, to your point, needs to have a big game. And I don't think you need to let USF hang around. I don't think this thing needs to be 21-17 somebody in the third. I think it needs to be 28-13 in the third. But again, I'll say it one more time. There are games you want to win, and there are games you better not lose. And this is a better not lose game, because with all that awaits Florida in terms of that brutal schedule, I'll say it again, there's 10 regular season games left after this one. 80% of those are against ranked teams this week. 8 of the 10 are ranked. 4 of the 10 are ranked in the top 5 or top 10. 3 of them are ranked in the top 5. And that is just and by the way, the 3 that are ranked in the top 5, you don't get any of them in Gainesville. You get Georgia here, and you get LSU and Miami on the road. That's a hard schedule, man. That is and you get Ole Miss and A&M on the road. It's a hard-ass schedule. So you can't lose this one because there's so many others that are really, really hard. To the Jaguars. I think what makes this game so big, similar thoughts, but I'm gonna say it a little differently. What makes that game so big is there's been so much expectation, so much excitement about the Baselli, Gladstone, Liam Cohen. It certainly seems they're headed in the right direction, everybody pulling the same way. But because of that, it would be different if the Packers were coming in here, or if it was the Chiefs on Monday night in 3 or 4 weeks. Then there'd be forgiveness if you don't win. I worry that people think the Panthers aren't very good, and for that reason, and the Jags have something built, that I think there will be great disappointment if they don't win the game. I think the Jags are going to win the game. I think they're going to run the football. I think the goal is to be the more physical team and to be the tougher team. And I think, my sense is they will accomplish that in this season. And if they accomplish it this season, why not start right now? So run the ball, be physical, win the game. I think that's the goal.
I would agree. I expect that it will go largely well for the Jaguars on Sunday. I mean, it's an NFL game. It's not going to be 51-10, but I think the Jaguars do have a very strong chance of winning this game. Again, I go back to what Liam Cohen did against Carolina last year when he was the OC in Tampa Bay. And I don't think Tampa Bay has ridiculously more offensive talent than the Jaguars. So last year in the first meeting, Tampa Bay beats Carolina 26-23. The Bucs ran it for 236 yards. I mean, they still scored 26 points with Baker Mayfield throwing 1 touchdown and 2 picks and having a 69.6 passer rating. They were 2 of 12 on third down. In the second meeting, the Bucs score 48. They run it for 202, and Baker Mayfield is 27 of 32 for 359 yards, 5 touchdowns, no interceptions. I just think Liam Cohen knows how to pick apart this defense, and it's the same scheme. Yes, they've added some players. I think at the end of the day, it's that. I've been impressed with Liam Cohen's offense from the first practice of camp in terms of how he goes about getting the ball in playmakers' hands, how he allows Trevor to utilize his skill set the best, which is just get the ball out, don't have him have to really read a whole lot. And I think it's going to be very effective because of Brian Thomas Jr. and Travis Hunter and De'Ami Brown and Parker Washington and Brenton Strange and ETN and the 2 rookie backs and Bigsby. I mean, I just think they've got a lot of talent. The only thing that would give me some concern is, does the offensive line just fall apart? You know, did they not get enough time together? Are they not very good? And Carolina just dominates the line of scrimmage. But if the Jaguars' offensive line can hold up, to me, there's no reason the Jaguars aren't going to score in the high 20s in this game. Again, Carolina gave up 31.4 points a game last year, 4 full points more than any other team. And then they drafted a receiver in the first round. They just haven't fixed themselves enough on that side of the ball for me to think Liam Cohen isn't going to go up and down the field.
Hey, folks, let me remind you, by the way, Nimnik Buick GMC, great weekend, 3 days only, Friday through Sunday. Extra thousands off former service loaners. Over 20 former Buick and GMC service loaners are priced to sell this weekend, but you got to go this weekend. If you're looking for a car and you've been thinking about buying one, well, now's the time you get incredible prices on these former service vehicles, or loaners rather. They're low mileage vehicles, so they don't have any miles on them. You're going to have thousands in savings. Eligible for new car financing, by the way, and they're all in stock now. So right now, this is the weekend to get there to get those loaner vehicles from Nimnik. I agree with you. I think the Jags run the ball. I think they win. I think they run the ball at them. And look, it's going to be really fun to see how they run the ball. And by the way, we haven't talked about Travis Hunter one time today. We might have broken some sort of a law. How much does he play on offense? How much does he play on defense?
I think he's going to play 80% of the snaps on offense, and I think he's going to play about 70% of the snaps on defense. So, I mean, again, a lot of it will dictate on what kind of a game it is. If it's a rout one way or another, then you're not going to see that. But if it's a tight game into the 2-minute warning, which I expect it will be, I think he's going to play a ton.
I think most of the plays on offense, week one, less defense than people expect. I think my guess is a lot of offense. We'll see. I don't know. But my guess is a lot of offense and less defense than people think. We'll see if it turns out that way. I can't wait for the ball game. I can't wait for the football weekend. I hope you're headed down to the bank. I really do. I hope you're going to go support those Jaguars. It's been a great offseason. All the changes. Tony Baselli, James Gladstone, Liam Cohen, Travis Hunter now here, the new offense, the new defense, the energy. We've seen a mini camp and OTAs in camp and preseason games, and at long last it's over. You get to see the Jaguars play. All this now comes to fruition, and I can't wait. Hope you enjoy it, folks. Enjoy your weekend. High school football coming up tonight on the two radio stations. We're out of here. We'll see you on Monday. For Hayes and JJ, I'm Frank Frangie. So long.